Welcome to the most forward-thinking, inspirational podcast on the planet. Prepare to reevaluate everything you've been taught.
They have the power, but we have the numbers now. It's all just a constant illusion of control. They break us like horses.
And they can tell us we're crazy, and we can say, well, you haven't seen anything yet.
Everything you knew was a goddamn lie. Put you up and explode like it's the 4th of July. Possessed by perfection in this land, if you're awake, you're the enemy. Every day a new deception. Pick your scene and take direction. And on a search to connect. But I don't wear a mask and I have no regret. Down on your knees, you don't look so tall. Open your eyes and the empire falls. Don't you step out of line. Don't you step out of line. And here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mental Mastery Alliance podcast. It's been a hot minute, and oddly enough, I had a recording. Yesterday, we did about 45 minutes of pure, absolute, unadulterated fire. I could be being facetious on that one. I don't know. But I did knock out a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about. It's been a while since I've been here. I took a bit of a mental break. I just went up and sat in nature. However you want to put it. I found that this world is really putting in a lot of effort to beat people down. And it's a peculiar thing because the universe will always hand you what you need. And that sounds very woo-woo juju. But I mean, it absolutely will. You create everything. Even the stuff that you don't want, you're creating it. You're creating it to teach you how to overcome it. You're creating it to build your strength up. And I think one of the things that was happening was all the darkness of the world, even though I'm quote unquote reporting on it, it was telling me that I needed to break from it. I think it was Alan Watts who said, a man who only thinks, only has his thoughts to think about. And that was something that kind of pissed me off for a long time until I really put some thought into it afterwards of my own thoughts. and understood that if you get stuck, or if you get into a pattern or a rut or something that was amazing at one point and isn't now, you're left thinking about the things you were thinking about. Therefore, you're expanding upon your own thoughts until you interject new experiences, new ideas into your life. You're limited to how you can view the situation that you're viewing. And that really did strike a chord with me. I mean, even at the point, like I said, we put out, it was the most ridiculous thing in the world. I always double check my gear, my equipment, because I need multiple settings for multiple activities. And for whatever reason, for the first time in the history of this show, I had the wrong mic selected for this, which doesn't seem like much. But when you go from the best mic to the shittiest mic, you pick up a bunch of crap noise and just stuff that I couldn't put out there. I couldn't subject you guys to that low level of audio. Not when you're used to this superior sound. And if I was really good at audio editing, I would have thrown in some sort of boom echo business. But I'm not. I digress. I'm not the greatest at that. And this is more of a passion project for me than trying to be something like I have to go and have, the best producers, whatever. I just do the best I can with what I can. And what that could have been put out was garbage. It then dawned on me that maybe I shouldn't have put it out, because I remember thinking I'm just going to wait until tomorrow to record to get a few thoughts out. And then I'm like, no, I should do it tonight. So I kind of rushed it. And in doing so, I think I again embraced the wrong energy. Like right now, I feel like $1 million recording this. And recording it last night almost felt contrived. Even though it was good, it felt pushed. And I had my misgivings. And then lo and behold, I can't use it. So, the universe hands you sort of what you need. And again, I thought about putting it up. But it wasn't the message. It was part of the old message, which was fascinating because basically it was part of the old message that I was trying to get away from. Now, don't get me wrong. The message stays the same. It's the energy and the delivery. And what I mean is the intro to this podcast, for example, is forever changing. But it's designed to be eye-opening, except I use a negative connotation towards it, even though it's like energetic and high energy and all that sort of stuff. I think I'm being redundant by repeating myself repetitively. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. I am more interested now in embracing this from a much more positive side, because even though you can get information from the show and even though you can get ideas, I don't want the negativity to jump in. Sometimes it deserves a good darkness and a good push. Other times I want to talk about like super light stuff. And so I think that there has to be, another intro, an intro that, right away, if the show is going to be darker or if it's going to be lighter or what it's going to be. I kind of did that in the beginning when I switched from mindset to conspiracy. And then sort of as this whole mess has progressed, conspiracies become conspira fact. I don't know. But free thought is so much more important now than it's ever been. Like the term conspiracy can literally be thrown out the window. You need to be able to look at the world around you and ask questions. And if you can't do that, we're doomed. We're all doomed. So coming up, this is just going to be a short little pod. But coming up, I want to, it's funny because this is going to be a short pod. The last one was going to be short, but it ran long, but it was still, I mean, the words were good, but I think the energy was dark. I don't think I was all there. Who was there if I wasn't there? I don't know. Coming up, I want to talk a little bit about in the next podcast when I've got time to sit down and actually sort of collect my thoughts on this one. This podcast was just to say hello, just a reminder that, hey, we're still here. And it had been a while, and I've been away from all my recording gear and really just focusing in on how to make this better for everyone, including myself, especially myself. Because at the end of the day, it's just me staring at a screen and talking into a microphone. But you guys have been such rock stars. The audience, I mean, I love you guys. I love you guys so much because, the interactions, the emails, the DMs, there's so much power and light when we start connecting and communicating and opening up pathways for more communication, more connection, more everything good and positive. And that's where I want this to go as well. I want this to be more fun, more positive, more everything. So I keep jumping all over the place, but soon in the next episode or so, I want to talk about Planet X, Nibiru. If you guys haven't sort of looked into this, it's fascinating. I have this theory as to what Planet X is, and it ties into Bill Gates. It ties into him wanting to block out the sun. I'm sure you all remember that story. It ties into what eclipses really are. And it ties into solar lunar eclipses, extra Earth, extraterrestrials, not aliens, but extraterrestrials, as in there's a possibility that there's more Earth that we don't know about, which ties into Operation Paperclip. You can also look up Operation Fishbowl, and you can look up Operation High Jump, and you can look up Operation Mockingbird. All of this stuff culminates into an idea that I want to get out there. So that's coming. You guys are going to be able to listen to me ramble on about that kind of fun stuff. And I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be one of those energetic passion pieces, I wanted to do before, but on the music industry about how, there's messages in absolutely everything. And what you can see, but then you realize that literally everything's a message. You want to listen to anything that is telling you sort of what's going on. Just take a listen to anything that was like grunge back in the day. That's just weird, as my podcast intro to this shows. But yeah, so what's coming up, ladies and gentlemen? I guess this is like mid-season break. We're going to go into the next round of this season. I don't even know how seasons work, but there's just an energy shift. I guess the best way to put it, there's an energy shift. Funny thing, COVID's such a boring topic now. It really is. It's played out and everyone's all in bloody panic about all this bullshit. And there's not much we can do. It doesn't matter what side of the coin you fall on. If you're going to get vaxxed, get vaxxed. If you're not going to get vaxxed, don't get vaxxed. But don't let them win by making us fight each other over who did what. Because there's no proof in any category in either way of anything other than what, the narrative is. The narrative is argument fighting. This is vaccines, masks, sex, wealth, status, race, all of this stuff. It's all divisional. It's all divisional. And they win when we fight each other. So, man, if you get vaxxed, cool. If you don't get vaxxed, cool. Just don't be a dick. Bottom line. So this thing too, I mean, what is it? Today's the 15th, July 15th. I think the last time I was in a gym was July 28th. I don't know why that sticks in my head. It's been a full year up here in Ontario, Canada, that they have locked us out. We are officially the longest running lockdown lockout in the world. So there are things up here that I would want to talk about that wouldn't necessarily tie in with the rest of the world. And I've said before, I want to hear what you guys want to talk about. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can call in. The Canadian phone line is 647-338-1265. You can also text that number if you don't feel like calling. 647-338-1265. That is a designated cell phone that is specific for the voicemail. We've got all the kinks worked out. The American number has changed. Ladies and gentlemen, you can call 312-380-2277. There is no text message for that. But you can send in an email, info@thementalmasteryalliance.com, and let me know what you want to talk about. Let me know if there's anything that we can go into for you that you found fascinating that you haven't heard enough of. And if we've done the research, or if any one of us is knowledgeable on it, we'll run a show on it. Because right now it's about sort of connecting with a lot of people and making a lot of people a little bit more happy. And I don't mean we're going to placate to the audience and do everything, ice cream and chocolate chip cakes. But that does sound delicious. But you guys are the audience. So when we do our best to work with you and make it interactive, man, if you guys are listening to this right now, you've already got some pretty amazing ideas and you're pretty much a rock star. I love and appreciate you guys. We're growing by the numbers every single day, every single episode. There's more people listening. And I'm honored. I'm honored to be able to do my best, to put out my best, to at least entertain, and some people want to hate, some people want to love, whatever it is. If you listen to the whole episode, then you shit on us in the comments. That's love. That's the funny thing. Like, you're going to take the time to do that, man. We got you. You're a fan. That's cool. And we love you. And I'm not here to fight. I am here to discuss. I am here to, to contemplate certain things, but the aggression, all the aggression, if there ever was any before, I mean, I kind of feel like there was, it's gone, man. Right now we're at a time where like I said, there are no answers. There's nothing. Everything that we've ever known just is poofta. Just throw it out the window. It doesn't matter. We need to move forward without being aggressive, without working on the information that we had. And that's kind of the message I want to get out there right now. Even when we deduce from the shit that we learned before, it's coming from a place of misinformation. We need to really, really look at everything, because if you do look at everything, there are clues in everything. And if you are like me and you like a puzzle, then it's fascinating. You don't need to be right. You're not going to be wrong. You're just going to look at shit. And at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your life to look at all this stuff. Everything else is external is existential, right? People are like, well, how am I supposed to know if I can fly in 3 months if I want to go here, here, and here? Well, we live in this moment right now. Got to stop worrying about the past. We got to stop worrying about the future. We got to embrace this moment and utilize it to create what we need in the future. Not sit in this moment and worry about what the future holds for us, but fucking hammer it down and create what we want. Roll with the punches, adapt quickly, be ultimate. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be back shortly with some pretty good stuff and some pretty fun stuff. But for now, this is what we got. This is a short one. This is an amazing one. This is me loving you guys a lot. Thank you so much. Thank each and every one of you. We rolled past the 2-year anniversary. I didn't make a stink about it. The first year we did 100 episodes. This year we did 50. The second anniversary was sometime in June, I think, second year anniversary. But we've been in business for 2 years as a podcast, and we are just getting started. Everything's going to be amazing moving forward. Well, maybe not everything. You're going to disagree with some stuff, but that's the beauty of the world that we live in. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, please send us a text, leave us a voicemail, 647-338-1265. Send us an email, info@the Mental Mastery Alliance. DM us, instagram.com/the Mental Mastery Alliance. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what's going on. Let us know what you want to talk about. Let's get some great stuff out there and let's work together. And in the infamous words of Red Green, keep your stick on the ice.
Thank you for listening to today's Mental Mastery Alliance podcast. Let the team know you're listening by using the hashtag MMA and Mental Mastery Alliance. Want more motivation? Be sure to follow online on Instagram @Mental Mastery Alliance and on Facebook @Mental Mastery Alliance. And remember, your perception creates your reality. Make it a great day.
You got it, Pontiac.